What's going on, YouTube? We are back with part 3 of this follow along series that I'm making. This is a application that I'm making for my portfolio. It is a full stack app, so we're using Mongo, Express, React, and Node. And in this third part, we are going to be adding a new component. And this component, we'll call it the details component, and it's going to be a pop-up. So now here we have the edit button for each of the foods that are added onto our table for the meals part of this. And for specifically this, you're going to be able to edit or delete the food that's on here. And we're also going to have it on the search component. And once you click view details, you're going to be able to add the food basically, and you're going to obviously specify which meal and which how many servings. So let's get started on this right away. Alright, so I do have the component already made, and it is the search component, the details card. And let me see if so we want to add it to our meals component. Now to do that, we're going to be adding it to the card itself. Now I believe card details ellipsis, yes, so we want to add it onto here. So we're gonna need some state, so let's we'll use the component states. We'll use state. So what we'll do is so we'll import details card. Now we'll call this display details, and then set use state, and then we'll set that to false initially. Let me fix this real quick. Oops. All right, so we're gonna need a on-click event on here, so we'll do function, and here we'll set once we click this, we want to set the display details to true. So what we'll do is set display details, and we'll pass in true. Okay. Expression expected. Oh. Okay, so now we will so what we'll do is say display, if true, then we want to display the details card. Otherwise so what we're saying here, this is true, then we'll display the details. If false, then we'll go back to the button that we have here. So let's click that. Hopefully we don't have any errors. There it is. Now props click is not a function, obviously, because we have not worked that out just yet. What is that? Let's try it again. Okay. Let's reload the whole thing. Now, to be able to... Now, what we want to do is actually also pass the function to be able to set this back to false to the details component. So we want to pass set display details back to the child component, which is details. And we also want to be able to hit click, and once this clicks, set the state of the meals card back to false, so then therefore it disappears. And we will also need to use that once we hit update. We want to just get rid of the whole thing. So let's do that. So we'll call this, I think it's on change, so we'll say on change, and we'll set set display details. And then since we already did this, let me reload this. I'll show you a quick example of what we're doing. So if you can see, this is basically what we're going to be able to do. So we need to open this one up, props. Let me see what we have here. Change display. Oops, let's go back here. So we'll create another function. So it's call it change display. Set display. I like this better. And then we'll do set display details false. So we'll pass this onto set display. Okay, so where's the details card? Change display. Details. I don't know why the button's not loading. Change display properties on click false. So we have to pass. So let's just name it the same thing to search card, meals card. Let's name it the same thing. Nope. On meals card. Where do I have that? Details, display properties, change display, set it. Oh, yeah, so we gotta change this to details, display property. Yes. Let's see if that. Okay, let's see. So that is working, but for whatever reason, I wonder if you have to pass. It's weird. Background. Color, let's see if we change the color, if it's visible now. Because it's there. Yeah, that SVG is there, it's just not. That's why. So I'll tail SVG path. Yeah. Let's see. All right, so we are simply gonna have to details. This is the details, so details. Let's just do this, details. And then we'll do SVG and then the path. Set the color to what the background color is. There it is. So now we have, oh, there it is. So now we also wanted to know the difference of where it's coming from as far as when we pass down props into the details card. It needs to know if we're going to be, if it's coming from the search, because the search is only adding, it's only calling the post. And if we want to delete and also update inside of the meals component, then it's going to use put and delete. So we're going to have to let me see. Let me think about this for a minute. Okay, so I'm thinking that we add a objects. So we'll pass onto this from here. We'll add a property. So we'll call this food, and we'll also pass in a props origin. So then we'll simply, wait a minute, this is a search. Let me go back. So we'll pass in food as well as props origin, and that'll simply be a string, and we can say this is from the meals. And for now, let's pass an object here. Let's call it title, food title. So food title. Let's just say chicken. Okay. So we go back into the card. We can even check, see what we passed. Console, let's see, props. So these are our props. Now, we do want to be able to check where it's coming from, because we're gonna have, we don't want to have the add button on the meals component, because we're not adding anything, we're just updating or deleting. So we're gonna use that string to basically say props dot let's say meals or props origin if it's let's just say meals, then we want two different buttons in there, so we'll copy this. FAA we don't want the plus, we want the, let's go ahead and, so font awesome, let's look up what types of icons. We want the, let's say update, let's see what, I suppose we could use edit, or let's say delete. I like this for delete, so we'll use what is the name of it? Trash, FA trash alt. So let's import it. FA trash, there it is, as well as, so let's say loader, maybe loader. Update. I don't know. It's not obvious enough. Okay, let's do edit again. See what we get. Edit. It's what update gets. So let's just do this one. FA edit. Okay. What? Why does that come up? So could be because of this. It does have the parent element, but it might just need it inside of the expression. Like so. Let's see if it works. Whoa. I'm not sure what's going on with this. It makes absolutely no sense because this just worked without problems. Let me take a minute to figure this out. Okay, so apparently you do need to wrap it as it said on there. Adjacent elements such as two buttons. Because before I had it without this, without the, call it the parent div, right? And it would just not work. So I guess if I would have just had it single button in there, return as true, then it would have worked. But you do need to wrap this inside of a div at least. So there it is. So now we'll be able to again update. So we want to change the servants, etc., or delete it. What else? I know there was okay. Now that we've added that, what else do we have to? Props not food actually. Title. food title. There it is. So let's do the same thing for our search card. Now if you go to search, we have cannot read property food title, obviously because we have not passed on those properties. So we need to pass on food, pass on food title as well, and call this pizza. We'll also need to pass in props, origin, and again this is search, so pizza. Obviously now we only have the add button. So if we go back here, get these two. Beautiful.